close your eyes. Who presents this woman to be married today?
Her mother and I do.
Thanks, Mom.
Please be seated.
You look so beautiful.
Welcome, family and friends. We are gathered here today to witness and celebrate the marriage of Caitlin and Tyler. This is not the beginning of a new relationship, but an acknowledgement of the next chapter in their lives together. Caitlin and Tyler have spent years getting to know each other, and we now bear witness to what their relationship has become. Today, they will affirm this bond formally and publicly. Caitlin and Tyler will mark their transition as a couple, not only by celebrating the love between themselves, but by also celebrating the love between all of us, including the love of their parents, siblings, extended family, and best friends. Without that love, today would be a far less joyous day. In the spirit of being fully present in this moment, please put away all phones, cameras, or other electronic devices. The photographers will capture this moment, how this moment looks. I encourage you all to capture how it feels within your hearts. When I first met Caitlin, I had already been friends with Tyler for a while, and it was special from the first day I knew them. I didn't get to hang out with you guys too much before I had to leave, but from that point on, I knew you guys were just perfect for each other. Love you guys.
I love you.
I'm gonna cry now. And now the bride and groom have chosen to share a reading they connect with. It's called Union by Robert Fulghum. You have known each other from the first glance of acquaintance to this point of commitment. At some point, you decided to marry. From that moment of yes to this moment of yes, indeed, you have been making commitments in an informal way. All of those conversations that were held in a car, over a meal, or during long walks, all those conversations that begin with, when we're married, and continued with, I will, and you will, and we will. All those late night talks that included someday, and somehow, and maybe, and all those promises that are unspoken matters of the heart, all these common things and more are the real process of a wedding. The symbolic vows that you're about to make are a way of saying to one another, you know, all those things that we promised and hoped and dreamed, well, I meant it all, every word. Look at one another and remember this moment in time. Before this moment, you have been many things to one another: acquaintance, friend, companion, lover, dancing partner, even teacher, for you have learned much from one another these past few years. Shortly, you will say a few words that will take you across the threshold of life, and things between you will never quite be the same. For after today, you shall say to the world, this is my husband, and this is my wife. We will now celebrate Caitlin and Tyler's union with a symbolic sand ceremony. First, they will pour sand from the sandy beach in Hawaii, where Caitlin and Tyler sat looking at the stars on their first date, representing the strong foundation of their relationship. That foundation includes their families, their upbringing, and all the important steps on their journeys that led them to be who they are today. This foundation will support them in their love as they grow and change together. Caitlin and Tyler, today you are making a lasting commitment to share the rest of your lives with each other. That commitment is symbolized through the pouring of these two individual containers of sand. One that represents Caitlin from Natural Bridges Beach in California. And the other that represents Tyler from Granada Beach in California.
Florida.
Oh, sorry, Florida. Each of you comes to this relationship with unique strengths, vulnerabilities, and histories. As individuals, you are beautiful people all on your own. Yet when the two of you are blended together, you form something even more beautiful. Those strengths can blossom. Those vulnerabilities can be cared for, and together you can soar. As the two containers of sand are poured into the vase, the separate sands now blend into one. You have now blended your families into a new family as you start your journey in marriage, loving and strong as husband and wife, as inseparable as these grains of sand. Caitlin and Tyler have each prepared their own vows, which they will read now.
Thanks.
Tyler, standing here with you today, I know without a doubt I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Though our meeting seemed by such chance, I know the universe had been waiting for that one perfect moment to stick us together in that super long line at the DMV. The 4 months before I met you were pretty rough. I was always at least 2,000 miles from home in an unfamiliar place with zero friends or family. It was 3 weeks after I moved to Oahu that the loneliness became overwhelming and crashed down on me like a ton of bricks. In that moment, I had a thought to do something I hadn't done before. Pray. Pray to whoever or whatever out there would hear me and help me. And so I prayed for someone to be my friend. Someone to support me and lift me up, to care for me and understand me. And the very next day, I met you. Tyler, you are my answered prayer, and not a day goes by that I don't look into your eyes and thank my lucky stars for putting you right there in front of me when I needed you most. In every way, you have become my very best friend and truly my home. You accept me and love me for who I am. You are forgiving, thoughtful, and kind. You are tenacious, strong, and self-sacrificing. You make me feel safe even during a ballistic missile threat. And beautiful even when I come home from work smelling like fish. You have a smile that melts me in the most contagious laugh. You keep my cold feet warm at night, and you put up with my creepy sleep talking to boot. Your friendship and love are my most prized possessions, and there's no one else I would choose to walk through this life with. We've shared so many amazing adventures over the last 6 years, from the bottom of the ocean diving the Great Barrier Reef to above the clouds watching the sunrise on Haleakala. But none of those adventures can hold a tea to the adventure that is simply being with you. I love when we tell each other silly bedtime stories and laugh until we cry. I love having beers on the beach and watching the sunset as we dream out loud about our future. I love holding your hand in the car while we both sing terribly out of tune to whatever's on the radio. Today and for the rest of our lives, this is what I vow to you. I vow to continually learn and grow with you and embrace the imperfection life throws our way. I vow to communicate openly and authentically and to listen carefully when you need to be heard. I vow to support your dreams as you have mine. I vow to trust you wholeheartedly and to put our needs above my own. I vow to lift you up when you are down, to give you a good push when you need one, and to be the shoulder you lean on through the toughest times. And finally, I vow to be patient, take a slower pace, and take moments to just breathe so that I can appreciate every little moment of the rest of our lives together. I can't wait to see what forever brings. I love you.
Caitlin, over these last 6 years, our love and connection has grown more than I could ever have imagined. Who would have thought that the DMV, a place most people dread, was going to be where I meet the love of my life? I still remember turning around that day in the long line and seeing the most beautiful woman with your long, dirty blonde hair, mesmerizing blue eyes, and glimmering sugar all over that gorgeous face from the donut you were devouring. I never could have hoped that such a simple and corny line talking about everyone else around us just staring down at their cell phones, was going to introduce me to my best friend. Since then, your unconditional love, endless support, and caring nature has captivated me in our relationship. You're the most kind, passionate, and thoughtful person I know. Your attentiveness and effort in our relationship is immeasurable, and I'm so lucky to have you in my life and by my side each and every day. You have taught me what love and relationships are truly meant to be. From partying until the sun comes up, to falling asleep on the couch watching television, even if you put your cold feet on me. Every second with you I cherish. You know how to bring out the best in me, and I love that we can turn the simplest of moments into the best. The challenges we have faced, only to break through them stronger than before, are true testament that nothing can separate the bond we have. There's no other soul I'd rather spend this wild adventure of life together with. So, for the rest of our lives, I promise to try and remember things to the best of my ability and to always be your stress reliever when you're freaking out. I promise to laugh with you until we cry, to cry with you until we laugh, and to be the rock you need when times are difficult. But most importantly, I promise to love you with all my heart, always and forever, as we grow and build this beautiful life together. I will always love you more than Slippers loves her mints and Indy loves his crunchies. You are my best friend, my lover, my forever partner, and you're just simply incredible beyond words. So as I stand here today and look into your eyes, I swear I couldn't love you more than I do now, yet I know tomorrow I will. Every second I'm with you, I'm reminded that the most important choice I've ever made was putting down my phone in that DMV and choosing to talk to you.
We come now to the words Caitlin and Tyler want to hear the most today. The words that take them across the threshold from being engaged to being married. A marriage, as most of us understand it, is a voluntary and full commitment. It is made in the deepest sense of the exclusion of all others, and it is entered into with the desire and hope that it will last for life. Do you, Tyler, take Caitlin to be your lawfully wedded wife, to have and to hold, in sickness and in health, in good times and not so good times, for richer or poorer, keeping yourself unto her as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Do you, Caitlin, take Tyler to be your lawfully wedded husband, to have and to hold, in sickness and in health, in good times and not so good times, for richer or poorer, keeping yourself unto him for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
A ring is an unbroken circle, which ends with ends that have been joined together, and it represents your union. It is a symbol of infinity and of your infinite love. When you look at these rings on your hands, be reminded of this moment, your commitment, and the love you now feel for each other. Tyler, sorry. Place the ring on Caitlin's finger and repeat after me. Caitlin, I give you this ring.
Caitlin, I give you this ring.
As a symbol of my love.
As a symbol of my love.
With the pledge to love you.
With the pledge to love you.
Today, tomorrow, always and forever.
Today, tomorrow, always and forever.
And now, Caitlin, place the ring on Tyler's finger and repeat after me. Tyler, I give you this ring.
Tyler, I give you this ring.
As a symbol of my love.
As a symbol of my love.
With the pledge to love you.
With the pledge to love you.
Today, tomorrow, always and forever.
Today, tomorrow, always and forever.
Before these witnesses, you have pledged to be joined in marriage. By the authority vested in me by Universal Life Church in the great state of Nevada, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may now kiss the bride.
I love you. We did it.
You did.
Now I present to you for the first time Mr. and Mrs. Bagnall.